Hi, so happy to have you back. I have a very special guest for you today, joining in from Park Avenue rather. Roberta Mittman is the founder of Park Avenue's Center for Wellbeing. She's a licensed acupuncturist, health and wellness coach, certified nutritional consultant. She's a speaker, an author, and from her office on Park Avenue, she serves those around New York City as well as around the globe for, I love this, happy, healthy, luxuriously empowered lives. I love that part, Roberta. In your book, you just wrote, in your book is Ultimate Wellness, the 3 mental shifts you can use to change the course of your health right now. I love that book. So you talk about what we can do right now. You lead this quiet revolution for trim, vital, elegant, unstoppable lives. And your magic, I love this, your magic is in the perfect holistic blend of timeless Eastern principles and cutting edge Western information. I love it. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Kristy. It's really a pleasure to be here.
So I'm really interested in how did this path come about where you blended these Eastern and Western modalities into such an amazing distillation of an offering?
Well, thank you for asking. And it's really one of my favorite questions because I like to say that alternative medicine and the blending of East and West was really in my genes because my father was an MD acupuncturist over 50 years ago.
Wow.
He was a trailblazer. Nobody really knew what he was doing. He just fell in love with all kinds of alternative modalities in addition to being a general practitioner, family doctor. And he was very successful at it. And he's the inspiration for my practice today because I think that could be successfully done to combine the two. You don't have to choose alternative, traditional, east, west. You can really have the best of both.
I love that. So literally you grew up around this whole philosophy of getting the best of everything.
I did. I was very lucky. And it was a different time. And even when I started in the field, there was resistance, a little, what is that? What are you, how come you're doing that? It was kind of like, you want to do what? It was kind of that. But you could see like in the past, I would say, I've been doing this for over, I came to it, started my career on the later side. But I would say 20 years ago, it was a little bit, questionable, but it was starting to gain a little bit of acceptance. And now it's like, it's you meet somebody who's either tried it themselves or know somebody who has, and it's great. Yeah.
I love that. So these principles of Chinese medicine so I know that you love to talk about the secrets of meridians and qi, and there's principles of Chinese medicine that we absolutely need that are vital in today's totally overwhelmed, stressed out world.
And absolutely. You're so right. And I know that you have personal experience with acupuncture. Isn't that correct?
Yes. Love it.
I love that. Yes, I feel like I'm kind of preaching to the choir here because, when somebody has that, comes on with already a little bit of a knowledge about what it can do and how can it really help with your flow of energy, it's wonderful. You're so right. When it comes to, sorry about the New York City sound effects, I'm actually by my window and I'm not on the street. That's the scary part. It's so loud. I'm sorry. So what I want to just, I guess, mention is that in Western medicine, things are a little bit compartmentalized, or a lot. In other words, if you're going to go to see somebody for something with your hand, or they're going to look and see, well, with what bone, what muscle, what whatever. And they're experts at that. And that's a great thing. And they're testing and diagnostics. They're wonderful. And that's important. In Chinese medicine, we're going to look at your whole body, not only focus on that, but it's connected to all of this, all of the rest of you. And there's meridians involved and energy involved. The qi is the word that we use for energy, which is QI. A lot of people don't know how to pronounce it, but it's qi. And it's really a life force that flows through your body. And the main principle that I want people to take away with today is that if one thing is off, it really affects everything else. That's the important thing. It's really, you can't take one thing in isolation. It all really has a cascade effect on the rest of the quote meridians, which I'll talk about, and the 5 elements, which make up Chinese medicine. And that's really the beauty of it, because we really look at the whole individual, and so no one treatment is exactly the same. So you could have 10 people coming for a headache, but everybody's headache is different. It's not going to be the same treatment, and that's really the beautiful thing. It's very personalized. So with meridians, I like to talk about them as pathways that flow of energy through your body. And a lot of people say, well, are they vessels? Are they this, that? And actually, they're not anything that we Westerners can picture, because they're really invisible, but they've been very carefully mapped out over 5,000 years ago. So what I like to do is I have something I like to show people to give them an idea of what the meridian system might be like, just like in your own body. So this is going to help everybody try and picture what it's like. So here's what I'm holding up. This is a New York City subway map. And you can see these lines and everything. They're going across here and there. Okay. And most of them are going this way, but some are going the other way. And I really like to show this because if you picture, even if you don't live in New York City, if you picture a subway, those are pathways underneath the ground, and you can kind of see them. I mean, you can actually go downstairs and see them, but you can't see them from the street.
Right.
And that is almost like a meridian. And the way to access meridians are these subway stops called acupuncture points. They're all along the meridians, and they help you access the meridian at different points. So it really helps to understand that that's how this works. And the art of acupuncture, let's say, is for us to pick and choose the right ones in the right meridians to make this picture, this whole beautiful picture, work together. So I hope that that kind of diffuses a little of the confusion. It is a little mysterious, but for people to maybe have an idea of what that might look like sometimes helps. What do you think?
I love that description. I love that way to understand that. It really gives a great visual, and then a great way to figure out how does that look in my body. And then we can start to talk about what are the actual subway points. And I know that you have some really cool interactive stuff that you're going to share here with us, and I'm dying to know.
Yeah, I'm going to show you some of those points. Yes, we're definitely going to do that. The next thing before I want to do that is to explain it. If there's a subway that's stuck there, let's understand that that's a blockage, and that's either pain. So somebody may come in with any kind of issue, whether or not it's pain or stress or some kind of discomfort of some kind. That would be regarded as a blockage in the flow of energy. And that's like if a subway train was stopped, everything in front of it would be empty and everything back would be all congested because it couldn't get through. So the goal is to remove that so there's a smooth flow through the meridians. And that's the goal of acupuncture and most alternative medicine, actually. So it's important to realize that with the flow of qi that goes through the meridians, it's very important to realize that we need to cultivate it. It's not there forever. We're born with a certain amount. We can develop a certain amount through the air that we breathe, the food that we eat, and our lifestyle. Those three things, and that will help to determine the state of our chi. But if you look at it, let's say as my wallet, right? The money in my wallet is what I can spend. This is like how I'm taking care of myself. But once I run out of money and I'm depleted, I'm overworked, overstressed, overwhelmed, I'm going to have to borrow another kind of chi, which comes from what I've inherited. And unfortunately, that is not renewable. So once I run out, once the bank runs out, it's almost like your life force is depleted. So it's really important to take really good care of yourself, because your chi is a renewable resource until you run out. And then it's like a whole different story.
So, would it be fair to say, I'm just curious, so in those days where I or anyone is feeling just completely wrecked, emotionally, so it's not something we can point to physically, but emotionally just like, wow, I'm not in a great space. How do I get out of here? That would be, okay, I need to go borrow from the bank, or do you know what I mean? Like that's also.
Yeah, no, you need, no, this is a day-to-day thing in your wallet, is like what you have on hand. So if you have a hard day, and let's just say that you're just kind of overdoing it, you haven't slept, you're just not eating properly and whatever, then we need to make those corrections in order for you to get back on track. But if this is your lifestyle and this is the way that you live, you're going to run out of resources. And you're going to burn the candle at both ends, and you're going to wind up depleting your body for so long that you're not going to be able to catch up. You're going to spend the money in your wallet and can't renew it and put more money back in.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, that absolutely helps.
That's when you get to a certain point and you're really like depleted. But every day we can do something to kind of fulfill and renew the chi in our bodies, which is really important.
Right.
And balance it out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's really important.
Okay. So then when we recognize that, wow, I need to start replenishing because we're having either those physical ailments or those mental or emotional anguishes, then that's the time to go, okay, what can I do right now?
Absolutely.
And so either we go to see our acupuncturist or our wellness coach, and we go and do something about that. And we can also learn to do things at home, right? I know that you have.
Absolutely. And I'm going to show you these right now. Yes. And what you don't want to do is say, oh, I'll get to it someday, and put it on the back burner. And then you just kind of ignore it and just kind of gets worse and worse and worse. That's kind of what I'm talking about, where you're not paying attention or being mindful at all. And so much time goes by, and it's going to be more difficult.
Right.
And that's when people get more ill and things like that.
Right. So it's really.
So we're talking about conscious beauty secrets. And I wanted to give everybody some things they could do at home from the Chinese medicine perspective. And I'm going to use my own body to show you, and I'm going to choose the ones that you actually can see, because there's always some on your legs and things like that, but that's going to be hard for me to demonstrate here. So would you like me to do that now?
I would love that.
Okay. So let's just say, okay, so I have one here. So let's just say we're having a hard time getting to sleep. So it's really hard. Getting beauty sleep is not only important for the way we inner radiance, which is so important, and outer radiance, but it really is a health requirement, basically. So it's really important to get our sleep. And one thing that we can do to kind of promote that is to find a point that is right in here. I'm going to show 3 fingers, and then it's right there. And right in the middle of your wrist, and then you compress. And if people are seasick and they sometimes have to wear a C-band, that's going to be it, right in that space too. It's a very calming point. Pericardium 6 is right there, and it's going to help you relax. It's going to help you go with flow and help you to relax and hopefully go to sleep.
Both wrists.
Right in the middle.
Either
Yeah.
one. Either one. Okay. Cool.
The next one, yeah. Should I just keep going? The next one is something that might be good. But let's just say this. Let's just use calming stress. Calming stress is an important one, and that would be right in between your eyebrows. That's easy to do when you're stressed. It's called yin tang. It means it's like the third eye, and it helps you to kind of go in deeper intuitively and help you to just regain balance and to feel calmer. It's really one of my all-time favorite points, and you can do that anywhere.
So let me ask you,
Correct?
so when we do this, it's just a firm pressure. Just
Firm pressure.
and it's static.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I call it acupuncture to go. Now, something for glowing skin. In Chinese medicine, the lung meridian governs the skin, and it's called your second lung because it's got pores that open and close, and it's your barrier to the outside world. So, and it's your big defense immune organ. So, what we're going to do is we're going to press the part of your elbow crease. If you put your hand up like this, it's going to be on the thumb side of the crease of your elbow. There would be 3 points, A, B, and a pinky side. This is the thumb side of your elbow crease. And that's a lung meridian point. And that can help with your skin and also with your immune system while you're at it. So it can really do a lot of different wonderful things. So that's a good one for skin. And let's just add one last one. I really like this one. This one would be on your wrist, on the pinky side, and you'll press that. That acupuncture point, I like to say, is one for, let's call it healthy relationships, for love and all those wonderful just kind of feelings that come from the heart. And that would be over here.
Either side? Either hand?
Either hand. Good question.
Yeah.
Either hand. Yep. So those are some, I think some kind of points from Chinese medicine that might help people with inner beauty and helping to also have a nice smooth flow of energy going through their body. You can't be incorrect about this. You can't say, oh, am I doing it wrong? You cannot do it wrong. And if you're off a little bit, that's okay too.
And in the event that people feel like they're off a little bit or they want to dive in more deeply, I know that you have this amazing free gift for our viewers, which goes into exactly this, the Chinese Medicine Survival Guide.
It explains a little bit about why Chinese medicine is so valid in the 21st century, and also what some of the 5 elements are, some of the principles behind it in an easy to read way. And then I also go into more of these acupressure points, which I think will be interesting, about things that people can do at home in addition to kind of going into the significance of some of the ones we did today. I love the survival guide. I think it's really a great resource.
I'm so excited to dive into that. I think I could spend hours listening to you. I love this kind of stuff, and it's fascinating to me how we feel as a result of just these little points. And I'm really grateful for what you do every day, for being on here with us, for sharing this, and for sharing this amazing gift. I'm really grateful for that.
My pleasure. And I think the real takeaway is that you don't have to choose East or West, traditional or alternative. You can really have the best of both. There's such a great, so many wonderful options out there for everybody these days. So being curious and giving it a try might be probably something good to take away.
Absolutely. And it's at our fingertips, literally at our fingertips.
Absolutely.
At any time, anywhere, easily accessible. And if they have the guide, if we all have our guide with us, even better. I mean, how phenomenal is that? We really get to be responsible for our own energy, our own flow.
Exactly. Well said.
Well, thank you. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to another day of Conscious Beauty Secrets, learning our daily practices for vitality, for courage, joy, and our divine light to flow through us. And now to do so more easily with our survival guide and these amazing points that you've shared with us, Roberta. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you on the next episode. Thanks.
Bye.